What's up, witches? Celeste Silver Cord here, coming at you with your 13 moons, 13 runes full moon ritual for the full snow moon, February 27th, 2021. Well, it's called the snow moon pretty simply because it is the snowiest time of the year, so that is why it's called the full snow moon. I'm not doing a moon rune with this one. I am doing a moon rune, but I'm not doing a phase of the moon. I'm using the earth rune. Also with this casting and with the energies that are at play with this moon. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get right into the astrology of it, and then I'll get into the spell casting and what we had set up here. Alright? So, with this full snow moon, I chose the earth rune. The earth rune is all about abundance, and right now is the time of the year to be planting those kind of seeds, right? But we're also planting seeds for protection with the spell casting that we're doing right now, because there is a lot of empaths out there that have just been having a hard time protecting their own energy. So that is what we're focusing on this moon, all right? Right now, the moon is sitting alone in Virgo, just introspecting on itself and its own self-solitude, right? And that's why I went ahead and pulled out my goddess deck here and the goddess Chang'o. If you don't know her tale, I do suggest you look it up. But she's essentially a goddess who, in the end, portrayed her lover and ended up stuck on the moon for all eternity to contemplate the mistakes that she had made, right? That led her to where she was. So this moon, like I said, introspecting in its solitude, reflecting on the sun in Pisces, and they're both at 8 degrees, and the infinite patterns of secrets and shadows and the constant inner work and accountability that we are all having to do, right? The heart, Venus is also there with Pisces, right? And the heart is seeking to balance out, like the fish are pulling in two opposite directions and they need to start working together, right? So it's trying to balance itself out within the shadow and the light aspects of itself as well, right? And your intuition also in Pisces is revealing that what we're all truly seeking is some sort of absolution for our past. It's nice that it's a start to find it for yourself, but yeah, a lot of the angst and accountability you have to get is that sometimes you're never going to get that full absolution from other people, and why you landed yourself stuck on the moon, right? Depends on where you guys are in the cycle right now. All right, so in Aquarius, in the space of hope and renewal, we have the planets that are seeking new control in hopes of avoiding and repeating these painful cycles. So realizing what you're not going to get absolution with, right, with certain people and things like that. And then trying to look deep within yourself to figure out how to break those cycles so that you don't do them anymore. And you don't continue to cause those same patterns over and over for yourself. There's messages from the divine feminine not to cast your fear when you are doing this avoidance, right? We're expanding our knowledge on perspectives in areas of control and willpower. So it's like, make sure you don't cast a fear timeline. Don't be in such a way of looking for negativity that you end up manifesting it. Definitely don't ignore red flags if you have in the past, but don't mess yourself up by projecting that into your next relationship either. You know, there's a lot of enlightenment when it comes to willpower right now, right? We're expanding our perspectives on how we can gain more willpower, more control over ourselves. And the enlightenment's coming in when you start to realize who in your circle supports you and who sabotages you on your path. Now, you can't get mad if you do have people that sabotage you. Sometimes they're not doing it maliciously. That's in their nature, right? I don't know, Italians and Southern grandmothers love to feed you. They don't care what your weight is type deal, right? They're not trying to sabotage you, but they're the most tempting, all the time. So it's a regardless of what is going on, the true battle is always within yourself. It's either you're going to be despair because you keep falling for these things and you keep allowing yourself to be sabotaged, or in the end, really, you're just sabotaging yourself when you do that. So it's either resilience against it or despair for falling into it. It's the same amount of effort and energy. That is up to you. Our purpose is still lying in North Node Gemini, and it's still learning to love through all these rites of passages on the journey that we're on right now. And it's not just about learning how to love other people and how to make that balance work. It's also learning how to love yourself, right? So those are the energies that are playing out astrologically with this full moon based on my charts. Okay? Now, for the spell here and the casting, like I said, this is a demo casting. We'll be doing the full one in the silver cord Saturday nights. So now I'm starting out here with 3 candles. I went with, ooh, that was close. I went with 2 blue for spirituality, 1 white for purification, right? Now the 3 candles in the mirror create a reflective reflective barrier that returns all energy in kind 3-fold. Now, the beauty of this type of defense is it returns any energy 3-fold. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, the 3-fold law, not everybody believes in the 3-fold law. Well, you know what? When you're using it and that's the intention and you're actually building the shield for it, here you go. So this creates the barrier that sends back any energy in kind 3-fold. So if you have friends that are working with you on this full moon during this casting and they are sending you energy, what you guys will eventually be doing is bouncing it back and forth, building up a positive energy between those connections, right? Now, negative energy connections will get their own energy back on them. They will shoot themselves in the foot. They will do and screw up their own selves. You won't have to do anything but sit back and watch them destroy themselves the more they try to rail against you. Now, I do always suggest you do this kind of stuff within a circle. You call upon your personal deities and things like that. Tonight, I'm calling upon the moon. I'll be calling on the full moon on the 27th as well. All right. And we'll get into the other ingredients here. All right. So we are going to be working with making these guys, which have been getting a rap on the internet this year. They're a big hot ticket item. I see a lot of people using them for hexing, but that is not what they are originally intended for. Just like poppets that became hexy voodoo dolls, started out as healing things. These started out as protection spell things. You would actually make little dolls to represent people, and it would be a protection for that person that you were making it for. Right, that was the original, that's the oldest legends I could find about it, right? So we're going to be consecrating some of these for protection, and we will be doing a petition and making black witch's salt for protection as well. All right, so we are starting out with what we're using for our earth, and I'm going with rosemary for physical protection, and I'm going with juniper for spiritual protection. I got these both over at the Zen Den. All the ingredients and stuff that I use, guys, you know, you can always find it relatively someplace close to you. Everybody, I don't know anybody who doesn't have a spiritual shop somewhere near them, right? Where you can't pick up this stuff pretty easily. These are all over the place right now. If you can't get them, email me. I'll send you some. Pay me shipping. Oh, don't mind the music. I love it. Ay, ay, ay. So, I'm going to put the juniper in here. I'm just going to grind this up. Oh, that's that's what I forgot. My frankincense. Alright. I did good. I remembered all my ingredients. Saved one thing. We'll go get it right now. It's right over there. So, for my earth element here, I am using the rosemary and the juniper for physical and spiritual protection. I'm going to go ahead and use my mortar here. Regular salt, y'all. But all salt was sea salt at some point. That's just science. Alright, we'll go ahead and get this started. We go grab that frankincense, which is also big, big protection. Sorry, y'all, I've had a lot on my plate lately. Here we go. There we go. Alright. I'm usually so much more organized. Alrighty, so let me get my frankincense out here. And I'm going to be using that in the air element. I'll be using the smoke from the frankincense. For the fire, obviously, we got a candle. Like I said, I always like to use white. White is one of my, one of my go-tos. And for the oil, I have eyebright and dragon's blood that I'm going to be mixing up here. For the oil, EVOO works just as good, y'all. I'm calling them kitchen witches for nothing. But olive oil is all about prosperity. It's in Italian folklore magic, so when in Rome. But you can use other carrier oils. I mean, if all you have is vegetable oil, that carries the energy of corn and the sun, so. And that even holds a little bit of the Aztec energy. Oh, man. All right. Give me 1 second. Oh man, I apologize, guys. This is just my life right now is absolute chaos. All right. So we just mixed the oil. We got the eyebright, dragon's blood in there, and that is also, dragon's blood gives a lot of strength, and eyebright is for intuition. We got that all going. Thank you, guys. Just give me a half a minute to catch my breath from running back and forth from the house, shutting doors, because I tell everybody I'm filming, yet everybody still leaves the doors open and their music blaring. And they're singing, and I don't think they know that I'm recording, even though I did tell them that's what I was going to be doing. This is real life, y'all. You know, all witches are just real life people. All right. Frankincense is good for clearing out the energy too. All right, so we're going to start out by consecrating our candle so that we can get our altar fully set up and ready to go. I always go root to tip. We're using the oil here to tip. Then we were doing the herbs on it. Passing it over the smoke. Back in the salt. And the salt and everything also does add another extra layer of protection, right? All right, so now that we have the basics of the altar set up, earth, air, fire, water, everything that we're going to be using for making our witch's burrs. Slide on over here. Can you guys see the tray? Let's see if I can set this up. Trying to get it to where you guys can see what I'm doing here too. Alrighty, so for making the witch's burrs, we have witch's burrs or gumballs. We also have some cloves here. So now you can, if you want to, you can fill the whole thing up with cloves, right? You can fill in every little hole if you wanted to. If you're just making one for yourself personally, I would. I'm making a whole bunch, so what I'll be doing is doing 5, spirit, earth, air, fire, water, pretty much containing a little mini altar within itself. Its own little tiny circle. See? There you go. I should have done that better on the camera. Right? So now you'll do the same with this. Now you can dip it in the oil or you can drip it in the oil, you know what I'm saying? But you can just dab it, the little spikes in the oil. Right? And then you can roll it in the herbs. Through the smoke for air. Each intention creating a stronger intention for protection. And now you can create these for certain people. You can create them for people and then just like toss them in their yards for protection. You can create them for yourself, toss them around your yard. You're going to want to get a good bit of wax on it. Like you're really going for coating this. Alrighty. Alright, and I also have the petition that I have here. I also have the earth on it, since we are still working and planting the seeds for our, our most abundant lives. And also grounding energy when it comes to working with the earth sigils. So you'll put the names of yourself or anybody that you want to send protection to, right? I'm just going to go ahead and go with the silver cord. And then you'll just do whatever sigil. And now I've done pentagrams, but I've been doing the Trinica here lately. with a circle. So you put your oil over it. You sprinkle your herbs on it. You'll seal the intention in here. And now you can always write more on your petition than just names and things like that. You can put your full intention of what you are trying to cast. Now this is for the salt too. So I'm focusing mainly on protection, and I put the silver cord down here for all the members of the silver cord. All right. And I fold it 3 times 3. And then we light it. And then you put it with the dish with your salt and your charcoal here. And then, when this is all done burning, you mix this all up, and then you have your your black protection salt to go along with it, right? Now, you can leave it just at that. Or you can also, if you're doing it outside, we'll be doing this outside, so I'll be able to make a really good batch of salt with this. You can burn these as well, and these will flare up. Now you can either light them on fire, you can fill a satchel with salt and or the black salt and put this in it and hang it around your door for protection. Whatever you're going for the specifics of. I try to tell you guys this all the time. These videos that I make for you guys are very basic templates of what I'll be doing on a larger scale on my own altar, right? What deities you call, what elementals you call, whatever it is you draw upon your power, wherever your sources that you're calling from, makes no difference. This is to be casted within any circle. Okay? And how you embellish and how much intention you want to put into your magic is always up to you. You can put maximum intention into everything, down to little symbols in everything that you do. You could do a big crystal grid with this, however you would want to do it, whatever makes you feel powerful. Your altars is your sacred space. This is just to inspire you to create a sacred space and then actually do something with the intention within that space. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry for all the pausing and running around. Yeah. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me. Shout out to the 143. Shout out to the silver cord. I love you guys for tolerating my craziness all these years. As always, if you're new here, like, share, subscribe, spank my bells. Everything else you need to know will be in the description below the video. And I will talk to you guys in the silver cord over there on the 27th. Love y'all.